remember this forever, the way that you have been present and the way that you have put your own emotions aside. And I can see that you already come in as peaceful as you possibly can. And I can see that when you leave, you are a mess. You're an absolute mess when you leave almost every time lately. It feels
Okay.
that your mom is going to be a subject of this reading. And I do see a man behind her. So is your father passed? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Your father would want to talk about your mom. There's definitely been friction in this family. So your dad feels like he finally has an understanding of why you've decided to do what you wanted to do. Does that make sense to you, why he would say that? It feels like I lacked an understanding that I have now. And it does feel like it has to do with you. It also feels like it has to do with your work. Do you understand something about that?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Also for your mom, there's something about this that is not easy right now. I feel like there's something about your mom for you that is not easy right now. Okay. So your dad's giving like a huge acknowledgement of the struggle right now for your mom. And he makes me feel like I have to say to you, hang in there. You've parented your mom for some period of time and it has not felt fair to you. And you have guilted the shit out of yourself. The things that you allow, I have to say to your clients, the things that you allow to your clients are like off limits to you. It's almost like you berate yourself. You're masochistic with yourself, he says. It's almost your father's just like, to be easier on yourself. Anybody would feel that way. Anybody would have that kind of resentment. But the interesting thing about you is that the way that you come off and the way that you have all of your kindness front and center, underneath that is a deep resentment about the fact that you have had to parent her that I don't even think you like to think about too much. You don't even like to really go there. But there's something about when you work with other people that when you talk to them about this stuff, it makes you feel like, oh my God, I'm a little bit normal. Like there's little pieces of relief that you get in your sessions, is what he has me say. And that's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that because then you feel guilty about that too. There's like resentment, anger, shame, and guilt piled all on top of each other, like a four-decker sandwich when it comes to mom stuff. It's just not easy. Now, is there some kind of aspect of you actually caring for her right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now he also just showed me my symbol, and this would be something around the head. So this could be something that has to do with emotional mental health, or it could be a
Yeah.
condition. Okay. So
She has dementia. Yeah.
all right, I was going to say, I don't know if we're going dementia, Alzheimer's, or depression route, but it has to be one of those.
Alzheimer's. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when I talk about your mom, this really deep closeness that was had sometime in your relationship with your mom, like especially when you were little, then I feel like there's some kind of fracturing even before she gets dementia. Okay. Do
Mm-hmm.
you understand that? And so
Mm-hmm.
when I talk about friction, I'm not just talking about right now being a caretaker for her. I'm talking about a lifetime of desperately wanting to get back to the love that you have felt before with her and the closeness. But that was a long time ago. Even if you wanted to get back to that, she's not really available in the way that she was before. And so there's this part of you that has grief for having lost that. I wish I would have solved some of those problems earlier because now I don't have access to solving them. Do you understand why he would be saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Except in spirit, she has all of her faculties.
Yeah.
And I do feel at this point that she goes back and forth between really being in spirit, really being in body, which makes me
Uh-huh.
feel like her spirit's
Yeah.
already here. I'm very much already working my way into a peaceful state. So don't put that on
Mm-hmm.
yourself that you have to get me to
Yeah.
that state outwardly. It's not going to happen. It's not supposed to happen. Not
Mm-hmm.
when this is happening with my body. You
Okay.
focus on your own peace first, because I'll tell you what, you won't be any help to my physical body anyway if you're
Uh-huh.
not as peaceful as you can be.
Uh-huh.
But not for my sake, for your sake. There's nothing selfish about that because we're all one. So if you do the best that you can do for you, you will do the best that you can do for everyone. You've probably told people that a million freaking times. I'm being like overwhelmed with a slew of apologies. There's something about not being patient with you, like really being impatient with you. And the fact is, you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be rushed. You need to have time and space to process things. You're an extremely sensitive person. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I stomped all over that about you all the time. Like such a lack of understanding for how much space and compassion and empathy that you need as a human. And don't we all? And I just don't feel like I gave it. If there's anyone to apologize, really, it's me. And I'm sorry. I am still here with you, and I see what you're doing, and I'm never, ever, ever going to forget how present you are. I know that this is so challenging, and I feel like I will remember this forever, the way that you have been present and the way that you have put your own emotions aside. And I can see that you already come in as peaceful as you possibly can. And I can see that when you leave, you are a mess. You're an absolute mess when you leave almost every time lately. And it's good too to let it out. Your mom's mother is also in spirit. It feels like she's spending a lot of time very close to your mom. And I
Mhm,
know that it's not in person. I know that it's different than having somebody else there to talk to and someone else there to make decisions with and someone else. Um, there's something about medication as well, all those different choices that you have to make.
mhm,
But to know that there's other people there in spirit. I say this in a way that is not meant to devalue anyone's experience or the seriousness of how this feels to you right now. But no matter
mhm,
where things are right now, ultimately, peace is going to be found for her.
mhm.
A maternal grandmother for you. Did she
Yes,
have, was there like issues between grandmother and mom? Do you understand that?
yes.
Oh man, this feels heavy. No
Mhm.
wonder you have mom stuff. This is a family legacy, by the
Yeah,
way. Your
yeah,
family legacy is riddled with guilt,
yeah.
taking on everybody else's stuff. I mean, your
Mhm,
shoulders at certain times in your life have been so heavy with this, especially because what your dad says is you are a very vulnerable person when it comes to being around guilty people because your natural nature is helper. You are someone who naturally gravitates toward being of service to others. You're an absorber of other people's energy. You would rather listen than talk. All those things about you make you very vulnerable for people who lay on the guilt really thick. He wants me to tell you that one of your soul assignments coming here was to be put in the perfect situation to let go of such heavy guilt. And so you got it laid on really thick. I mean, if you got laid on just a little bit, you just take it on happily. If you got a lot of it, you would have no choice but to go through this life having to understand how to do this differently. For your family history and for who you are, it is too much. It either has or it had got to a point where you're like, this is going to break me. I can't do things this way anymore. You understand that?
mhm, mhm,
So
mhm,
huge acknowledgement and pride in the fact that there's already all this awareness in you about this, and you actually made lots and lots of progress. And there's still a little bit to go, but this is like a celebration of his for you. But from your grandmother, I actually feel like is where the real celebration is because she wouldn't have apologized in real life, by the way.
mhm,
Stubborn, stubborn. Ooh, she's the one who's saying wicked. She just says there are times where she would be wicked to your mother. I mean, like
mhm.
really awful.
Yeah.
And she did not apologize. She was masking a lot of pain a lot of the time. And you've
Mhm,
made so much progress going forward for that soul family, which is
mm.
a really big deal, a really big deal. And that's the most beautiful smile that I've seen during this whole reading because I don't felt it, but did you feel something come off in that moment?
Mhm, mhm,
For you to have acknowledgement from past generations is a very healing thing. There's like
mhm,
something in you that just went up a little bit higher vibration here to get a little bit lighter. And that's why they
mm,
want to bring that kind of thing through.
mhm.
If you hear nothing
Oh,
else, this entire reading, the thing that your past loved ones want for you more than anything is to start trusting yourself and other people again. Because for you, that is the biggest key to having the most joyful life that you possibly can. That's what I feel so strongly. Do you understand why they would say that?
mhm.
You've got like so many dead people around you. My God, it's overwhelming over here. You got all the I mean, you've got a lot of people over here. And they're just like sitting there willing you to open that heart a little bit more. Your whole family is very much aware of your awareness of these legacies in the family that you have. I mean, you're one of the only people incarnated who is working at busting through all of these things. So you have acknowledgement from generations of people sending forth thanks to you for doing the work that very few people in your family have done and are willing to do. This is a huge deal. It's like take a moment after this to just sit with yourself and soak up all the thanks and all the gratitude for how far you have come and all the work that you have done for the soul involvement of your whole soul family. My God. No wonder your shoulders have been so heavy. It's like you've carried this shit for so many people for so long. So I'm getting overwhelming thanks from all of them. They're not crying. They are extremely happy. That's worth having a party on the other side about, is how they make me feel. Because if your people weren't also angry and hurt during life, they would have been some of the biggest partiers, is how they make me feel. Yeah.
Ah.
I'm gonna leave you with all of their love, okay?